Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. I'm Julien Batella. I'm responsible for the product discovery on the Lynqa product. And today we'll speak about how to automatically run your manual tests in Xray. And for this, for sure, we will use Lynqa. First, feel free to ask some questions. You have a button to be able to do this. So I could answer to maximum of questions after the presentation. And for the question I didn't answer, I will do it by email if necessary. So who are we? First, Smart Testing is a software publisher. We are a bit more than 10 years old, and we have two main products, Just for test design and Lynqa. Also, we are specialized in AI, and we are providing some training for testing with AI since a long time now. And we didn't wait for, ChatGPT to start working with AI, but we started in 2K18 to work with AI, and we are dedicated to producing tools dedicated to QA. So that's our real expertise, and that's why we are producing now Lynqa. I will first introduce the topic by telling that we have some main use cases for which AI is already used for functional testing. And first, if you want to speak about user story optimization, we have seen appear like, Force Amigo that will help testers and PO and developers to discuss and to refine user stories or find inconsistencies in the specification or in the tests. So it will help by asking questions and asking for answers about some specific topics and help to user story refinements. And that's one use case that is already, well documented. Also, we are seeing more and more test scenario generation or test scenario improvement. So if you start from user stories, specification, or existing scripts, AI could help to refine and improve your test scenario or to update it. Also, we can see a lot of use cases where scripts are automatically generated with AI from scripts. You can create your full code, Cypress or Playwright, and so on. And also you benefit from techniques for self-healing and repairing the script if you have an issue when you execute the tests. We have those use cases, but today I would like to put the focus on something else. We can optimize user stories, generate, improve test scenarios. We can automate and maintain test scenarios. But we don't see a lot of things about executing directly the scenarios as they are. Our idea is with Lynqa to do this. So we'll speak now about this topic. And in theory, we figure that everybody wants to accelerate release pace. So on each project, people have set up CI/CD. They are using automation frameworks with Selenium, Cypress, or Playwright. And the more we go, the more people want to automate everything. And that's the good reason is automated tests are fast, reliable, scalable, and so on. But it gave some kind of idea, and people think perhaps we could get rid of manual testing. In practice, in reality, some tests should not be automated because, we have automation costs that can be quite high for production, but mainly for maintenance also. And if you automate too early, you create a debt, a technical debt. So you need to maintain your automation scripts, especially also if you are working on new features or your specification are moving a lot or your selectors or UI is changing a lot, you will create a debt and it will be costly to automate. So we should not automate too early. And also some visual assertions or some kind of assertion we need to do about user experience or accessibility is well done by human and is not easy to automate as we are talking now. So we still need manual testing. And a fact is that finally, the reality is that on each project, a huge part of the tests are still done manually. So we have those numbers from customers, and it's why we thought about Lynqa. If we have manual testing, we have some challenges. And each time you speak about manual testing, you think about iterations and time to execute the test at each end of iteration. So it is, some time you cannot avoid. And also, while your testers are doing this execution, clicking, filling fields, and so on, they are blocked and they cannot do something else on which they have more added value. Also, if you are seeing and testing the same screens again and again, you could have a lack of attention, and you could reduce your attention, and it could be a cause of errors. And a last thing is we have several people with several background executing the same tests. When we have this, we could have heterogeneous verification on the system and the tests, and the test reports could be more or less precise depending on the person, and it can lead to a loss of confidence. Now, when seeing this, we thought about, robotic lawn mower. I just bought one, and the idea of this is to do a parallel with manual test execution. First, setup is real simple. We have, like a toy with a car that I could guide. I guide this lawn mower, and it does a tour of the garden, and that's it. That's configured. I keep control. I can define some areas, boundaries, and I can check what has been done. And it works without me. It's independent, but it continues again and again to tell me how it progresses during his tasks. And if something goes wrong, I'm always here to be able to help this robot. It can learn to avoid new obstacles and avoid to go back on the same path if a path was too difficult to take. The advantage is that this saves me tedious tasks and tiring tasks. And while I'm not, doing this manually, I can use my time to do something else. I can take care of vegetable garden, rearrange the garden and whatever. Perhaps also drink some coffee and see it working. If we do a parallel with manual test execution, why not having a robot that take care of my execution? I won't detail everything, but for the robotic lawnmower, but more when I want to have a test execution, I want to stay in control. And an AI agent could let me stay in control because I will choose which test to delegate to this agent. I will save time on the tasks, and the test AI agent will, instead of me, follow a scenario, clicking, filling forms, and do the job. This will enable me to see the results. I will review the execution report and check screenshots. I would like also to, do the last job to finish and to check more things. If I need to have some visual assertion, I can execute the test the agent also could not complete. If the execution is blocked, I can take the hand and continue the execution. So I can add some missing context and explain to the agent how to do it. And finally, I will use my time better because while the AI agent is executing my manual test, I will be able to do some exploratory testing or increase the test coverage. That's the main idea we have, is this: let the AI agent do tedious tasks and free my time to be able to do exploratory testing, increase test coverage, and do something on which I have more added value. So what's an agentic AI execution? What does that mean? Now we are speaking about computer use or AI agents that can control computers. And the definition is this: on the top of, LLMs, an AI agent has something more. It can now plan, perceive the environment, and take actions. It has some tools, and it has a memory. That's the main difference with LLM. It's on the top of this. With computer use is a particular AI agent that can control the computer because it has a visual perception, so it can see your screen, and it has tools, and it will do like a human would do. It will click, it will scroll, it will tap on the keyboard, and so on. Our idea is to use this to execute the tests. The problem is, if you don't ask this computer use agent to have some kind of boundaries, a test agent could not stay and preserve the original intent of the test. So you have a test intention and you want it to be done exactly as it was written. So a generic agent will take too many liberties, and it will be a risk to go and do something that is not planned in the test, and to not do what was expected by the tester. And for instance, if we keep our parallel with robotic lawnmower, we don't want it to go through our vegetable garden. That's a real specificity of Lynqa. So we built an AI agent that's able to execute your tests directly from your manual in natural language, your manual test in natural language, or Gherkin. It's available all day long, all night long to be able to execute your tests. It's fully integrated with Jira Cloud and Xray, and it provides to you some clear evidence and reporting about what is done. Also, finally, the aim is to reduce the test execution cost and to free the tester and to make them able to do tasks with more added value. Now we will directly go in Lynqa to have a live demonstration, because it will be easier for you to understand what we're doing. Here we will take Google Maps as an example, and we will create on Google Maps a journey from the train station to our office in France here. The idea is for you to see how we can visualize and control the execution, and that we can publish the test result directly into Xray if needed. Here, we are able to to launch some tests. I will show you this. I will copy here some steps. And simply, if I want to execute those tests, I just need to click on Run Test after telling on which application URL to execute. And now I could show you in detail what Lynqa is doing. First, it will open the URL, and it will give me a proof of what has been done. So a screenshot telling, okay, I managed to open your URL. And then it will read your action that is written in natural language. Here, I would like to reject the terms, then search for a railway station and select the station. Lynqa will tell me, okay, to do this, I need to do some actions on the system and the test. It will have a look to the screen and tell me, okay, to reject the term, I should scroll. I will give you a proof of this. I scrolled. Then I need to reject the terms because I understood that you told reject terms in your test intention. I find the search box text area. I click on it. I fill with my railway station name that is found in the action in natural language. And I will select this railway station. So the idea of Lynqa is to interpret the natural language and to do the action by itself and explain you what it does to do this. And here now, it finished to do this action. It interprets your expected result and tells you, okay, I need to have a station with this specific address. Lynqa will provide to you a screenshot showing to you the specific address and tell, okay, that's checked. Here, what I did is I asked Lynqa to find a driving route from this railway station to our office and check that the journey should take less than 10 minutes. The problem is that it's more than 20 minutes to go from the railway station to our office. So we will see what Lynqa is able to do. To create the driving route, it understands that it should click, on the direction button. It will fill the starting point. And it will be clever enough to think about reversing the source and destination to have the path in the good direction. So here you have seen that I didn't need to give some button ID or labels or to tell fill this field with this ID with this value. I keep a kind of expression that is a business level expression. And Lynqa figured that the journey should take less than 10 minutes is impossible. It tells me that it checked that the road and the driving route was okay, but it will tell me that this time was not enough and was lower, was impossible to reach. So it will reject the tests. It gave me here a screenshot showing me that it's 14 minutes. Now that you understood how it can work, I will show it to you directly into Xray. Here, if you go on the Atlassian Marketplace, you could install Lynqa. If you install Lynqa and alongside with Xray, you can benefit from Xray and directly have an integration that is smooth to launch your test execution. For instance, the same test could be written here directly into a test card, in an Xray test card with the steps. Once you have created a test execution card grouping several tests, you can choose to launch a test execution with Lynqa. Lynqa will propose you all the tests. You will be able to launch several tests in parallel and to get the result directly into Xray. If I go to see the test execution results, we have a Lynqa panel that shows you the test progress. As I just showed you before, you are able to browse what has been done by Lynqa, but also you are able to save the result into Xray, and Lynqa will fill all the test reports and Xray for you. As you can see, Lynqa will set up and put the step state in place. It will tell for each step if it is passed or fail. It will give you some more precision because it will detail what has been checked or not and which part of the assertion has failed. You can do the exact same thing by launching Gherkin and Gherkin representation. Here, if you have some tests in Xray, you could have this test execution done directly from Gherkin representation. Okay. So as a summary, we have seen that to launch Lynqa execution, you just need to select test from a test execution and click on launch. Then you will be able to control Lynqa execution on clear reports and screenshots, and you will be able to automatically fill the test execution results with statuses and evidences. So by doing this, the role of the tester changes a bit. If we have a tester, the tester will launch the manual test campaign with Lynqa. Then Lynqa will take the charge to read the instruction and to perform the requested action and checks. It will also create the proof, the evidences of what has been done, the execution. And the tester will validate and perform additional checks or adjust the reports if needed. So it will save a huge time to the tester for the test execution. By our first use, we estimate that 80% of the test execution time is done by Lynqa. If you want to install Lynqa, you just need 5 minutes. You go on the Atlassian marketplace, you just get Lynqa from here. You create an account, you will get free credits to execute your tests. And then you configure your space with Lynqa and Xray API keys, and that's it. You see the Lynqa launch with Lynqa button appear, and that's it. So thank you for your attention. Please, at the end of the session, feel free to fill the survey that we will send to you. You could contact me here, or you could find our website here if you want more information. Now I will try to have a look to the questions you asked and see if I could answer to this. So if my application is inside a VPN and is not accessible externally, how can it be accessed? So until now, we only have a way to provide an IP. So you could add it to a whitelist. And we don't support VPN yet. And the idea is now we need to have a public URL to execute the tests. Can I include all the tests in my CI/CD pipeline, GitLab or GitHub? What we have, to be able to execute the test, we provide a service. So we have a Lynqa API. The idea is you could use this API, sending steps as JSON step, to be able to launch the tests, and Lynqa will answer to you with a JSON format that will contain all the test execution results, steps, and evidences that will be done. So, yeah, I'm looking for the questions. What's the pricing model? So I will just go directly here to be clear. The idea is here, for Lynqa, you will buy some packs. Each time you will execute one test, you will pay €1 per test. So you have packs, and you could, the more you will buy tests, the less it will cost to you. So compared to some numbers we have where for each test, it can cost about €20 to execute the test manually to a company. Here, we ask you for €1 per test to execute. Which framework or web access are you based on? Is this self-developed or some existing like browser use? Here we are using directly, we develop our agent on the top of browser use agents. So we package existing solution. The idea is to have the good experience about the prompts and everything needed to force the agent to respect the tester intention from the start. And so, yeah, we are built on the top of existing solution, mainstream solution. I will be able to answer to last one. Do you use security certification? Yeah, so we have now a trust center, so you are able to see everything about security. So you can access it directly if you have a look. And we are currently preparing our SOC 2 Type 2 audit. So you will have access to every document needed for security if you need to go and have a look. Just don't hesitate to go on this Trust Center page. It's accessible from the Lynqa panel. I would just add for you 2 links in the chat. So you could directly have a link here to the marketplace. So you could download and install Lynqa. And also a last link that enables you to go and create a Lynqa account. I hope this was clear, and if you need more information, don't hesitate to contact me. I have here, you have my email, and also you could contact me from LinkedIn if you want. And I will be happy to go further and to do a live demo to you